Answering causal questions can be a way to a better life. Will improving sanitation in a poor urban neighborhood, for example, improve the health and development of its residents? Randomized controlled trials are one way to answer causal questions, but because urban sanitation must operate at a large scale in diverse and complex settings, often with large infrastructure, randomization is not always possible. There are other ways to use rigorous experiment-like tests to measure the effectiveness of interventions. Maputo is home to roughly 1.2 million people, and less than 1/5 of the population inhabits the downtown area referred to as Cement City. Many of the neighborhoods in Maputo are classic informal settlements that developed without a formal plan. There is, however, a system for the physical housing space consisting of compounds that typically include 2 to 8 families in an enclosed space. Informal neighborhoods here often suffer from high population density, poor roads, drainage, and flooding. Yet these settlements are attractive because of their proximity to employment.
Yeah, so this is, I think, pretty typical right here.
Okay. Environmental health specialists here consider the diseases stemming from the buildup of human waste as possibly the most pressing health threat in the city. Within these informal neighborhoods, researchers are measuring the health impacts of a non-randomized sanitation intervention by the NGO Water and Sanitation for the Urban Poor, known as What's Up. As part of the study, What's Up is installing new shared sanitation facilities in compounds consisting of anywhere from 2 to 20 families. These systems not only provide nice toilets, but they also have space for showering, washing clothes, and gathering water.
We have one of these facilities in my house.
At the same time, the researchers are studying similar control compounds that are not receiving the new sanitation facilities. The sanitation conditions are bleak in the control sites. Pits fill up, and many compounds are dotted with several pits full of decaying feces. There typically is no place to wash hands, and flies are everywhere because of the open access to feces.
Is an unimproved latrine. This is a control compound, and you see here how the latrine itself is at slightly higher elevation, and that tends to be a trend across these compounds because this would be an area where you would have kind of repeat construction of latrines, and over time the ground level kind of builds up, and you see downstream of the latrine you see this kind of this wastewater collection, kind of open cess pond that is a combination of wash water and also leakage from the latrine here. And when it rains, all of this kind of overflows and goes downhill into the rest of the living area for this compound. So one thing we see here is that these green bottle flies and other flies that are associated with fecal waste, not only do they kind of hang out in the latrine area, which is also very close to where food preparation happens, but these latrines, because they are kind of open sources of water, are places where these flies breed.
The sanitation systems at the intervention compounds prevent flies by limiting their access to feces, and they have a place to safely store and remove fecal sludge. They also provide for privacy.
loko vuja kwa hlamba na kuni vatsongwana a swi kintana swa ku swi gomile bya swi ni nyochili kwa hi kuma ka zanjanisi kwa endla mizere tingana lhala ndzhaku hala va bela bola vatsongwana ku dya kwa hlamba ku pela bola xikuti a xi pfuleriwanga a ntsongwana bata tratravala hi wena la a ka kombela bola wo hlamba u mu nyikisa ku yini loni papayi a li tingana makazalibanyiso la bya swi tale hi ku tsaka futhi loko a kazalibanyi hambi vanhu loyi a nghenaka u navela kazalibanyi hambileswi ka nga la tiyindlu mbaxini kazalibanyi ndza ku xonga nhlekani lowu nghena u ti hlambela ku xongile ho khensa hi swisiwana swa ikhonomi xa mankulu hi ku ka ikhonomi xa mankulu majani ni kazalibanyi ndza ku xonga
It is still unclear if this intervention will be able to reduce fecal exposures of households enough to improve their health above the health of households in control sites. The urban environment is complex, especially when you add in extreme poverty, and this study should help determine whether urban sanitation interventions of this nature are programmatically feasible, as well as effective at improving the health of households.